I'm Jeff Philbin, and this is Dinner DeeAs. Ideas for dinner for you to make and the family to enjoy. Today, a decadent dish worth the splurge as we make herb roasted rack of lamb and a side of Mediterranean potatoes. Joining me in the Dinner DeeAs kitchen today is Debbie Wilson-Bermet, also known as Chef Sagajo. Well, welcome to the Dinner DeeAs kitchen.
Thank you so much for having me, Chef.
Now, Chef Sagajo isn't your real name, so tell us how you came up with this name.
That's simple, you know. It's my children. I carry them wherever I go. So Sasha, Gabrielle, and Jonathan. The S-A in Sasha, the G-A in Gabrielle, and the J-O in Jonathan. And that's how I became Chef Sagajo.
I love that. And today, Chef Sagajo is sharing a recipe from her debut cookbook, The Sagajo Experience, Recipes for Lifestyle and Entertaining, featuring dishes she describes as combining her Caribbean culinary know-how and techniques learned from catering and teaching here in the U.S. And we're making one of her family's favorite, an herb roasted rack of lamb and a side of Mediterranean potatoes.
Yes.
I mean, this just is like already calling my name. So I mean, literally, where do we start?
So we start with this lovely French cut rack of lamb that we're going to trim. Mm-hmm. We're going to trim it because, you know, we don't like all these little things in them, and we just want to taste the meat, right?
So this is one that's like, hey, you can't just open out of the package, think that it's done from where you may be sourcing it from, and where can you find a really great rack of lamb?
So, you know, you can go to your butchers and get all of this done and take away all of this work, but of course, you know, we are chefs, right? Mm-hmm. So we get ours and we do it for ourselves. But you can also get this, I'm sure, at your grocery store. And your butcher will be really, really kind to you if you just go and ask him to French cut the rack of lamb and to remove all of these things. So we're just going to skim off. I like a little fat on this because guess what? Fat is flavor. So we're just going to skim this off right here.
And you're just really kind of letting the knife kind of glide, but you're also having a little bit of a pull, so that way then you're not really tearing at it, but you're just really kind of delicately taking that all off.
And we're done. And then...
How do you really know how much to really cut off? Like, what are you looking for to really get through it?
So, first of all, this piece of skin here, this thin membrane, this is inedible to me. It's inedible. So, it's kind of tough. So, you want to really take that out because all you want to do is eat the meat. So that's it. You take that off. Really and truly, it's hard. You can see that, right? Mm-hmm. So here we are. We're down to the meat. We're down to this. And now we can get ready to start by preparing our beautiful rack of lamb. I'll pat it dry.
How important is it to pat it dry?
Very important, because if you're searing or if it's in the oven, the water just splatters, and it's really not something that you want to do ever, put any wet meat into a pot.
You want to have that dry?
You want to have that dry, you know, on it, where you get all of the flavor.
And that sear.
And that
and
nice
you're
sear,
taking away
the
any
color.
type of moisture that would be creating that steam versus what is really locking in all those flavors. Okay.
That's right. So we're just going to brush our lamb. Our beautiful lamb here, and we're just brushing it with, oh yes, don't you just love that?
Now what do you have right here?
So we have just olive oil.
Any special type of olive oil?
So you know, get yourself a really nice dark olive oil. I'm not going to say any regions, I'm not going to call any names, but just get the purest that you can get, because that really helps to create.
So you like to have a good quality olive oil with this dish?
Good quality olive oil, always. And I always do back and front. Don't forget the back, don't forget the ribs, because all of this is important. Once we're finished with that, we turn it over. And one of the things that I love working with is lavender.
Okay.
Right? So we said that this lamb was an elegant piece of lamb, and lavender is a herb that I just love.
See, most people would think like lavender, you're going to steep it within tea, it's going to be calming, it's going to just have, you know, aromas, it's the candles around the house. No, this is going into the dish itself, inside your rub here.
This is going inside the rub. So
where do you get it though from?
So you can order this online. It's a French culinary lavender. You can order it online or go to any specialty stores. You will find this online. You know, things are so easily done online now.
Okay.
You know?
So what should we be looking for? What's the quality here? What should we be?
So we're looking for the French blue lavender. There are some that are brighter. There are some that are blue. Some look a little more purple. I love the blue French culinary lavender because it just gives that fragrance. Is just amazing.
Oh,
there's nothing like it. I love
beautiful. Oh, now how much are we using for just this dish? Because
So-
I'm gonna put some of the tea later for it as well. But for this dish, for this lamb, what are we doing?
So I would say, so a rack of lamb like this size, we could use about a tablespoon.
Okay.
Now, keeping in mind that you want to get that flavor, you want to get the aroma, but you don't always want that bitter taste.
Sure.
So you have to be careful how you're using it.
So it's about balance.
So it's
with
about
this.
balancing.
Okay.
Everything is about balancing.
So then, what are we else balancing our flavors with then for this rub?
rosemary, lovely rosemary. We
And those go, lamb, rosemary. Those are just like
hand in hand.
Bingo.
Right? And then garlic, of course, another
Okay.
marriage that's made for lamb. And so we chop all that nice and fine together, and then we create this wonderful, wonderful mixture
I love
to
it.
put all over your lamb.
Very cool. So we just have a little bit of garlic, a little bit of rosemary,
Yes.
the lavender, and just a little bit of salt and pepper.
And a little bit of salt and pepper. It's simple enough. You want to taste the flavor of the lamb.
Oh.
Right? And let's talk about that for a second, because a lot of people don't like lamb because it's gamey.
Yeah.
Trust me,
This is the way to get into it?
This is the way to get
All right, so
into
then,
it.
you know what? These flavors got to go on to this bad boy. Because you're
Definitely.
selling me already on this one
Definitely.
here.
So
Because
we're
lamb
gonna-
is one of my favorites.
Oh,
It
yes.
absolutely is. It's
So
just
look at this.
Beautiful.
As long as we have all of this here, we're just putting it over.
Oh.
Look at that. We're putting that over. We're turning.
And not forgetting to do both sides. You were
And
saying
not
when you were
forgetting
putting
to
it all,
do
you
both
have
sides.
to get all of that.
Everywhere, every inch of this lamb has to be covered. I mean, look, it's Flavor Town here, okay? It's Flavor Town.
To find this wonderful family recipe, go to dinnerdeals.com. We have it ready to print with all the ingredients and directions, and a link to get your own copy of Chef Saga Joe's book. To follow along right now on your phone, all you need to do is just scan the QR code we have in the corner of your screen. Oh, that looks absolutely
Salt
beautiful.
and pepper is going to go on next. And I'm going to take my glove off so that I can use my beautiful, friendly little tool here.
Very nice. And then you've got the garlic cloves. What do we need to do with the garlic cloves?
So we're going to sear this lamb before we put it into the oven.
Okay.
So, but I like to get that flavor of that garlic.
Okay.
It makes a difference in the oil. So it's like a flavor oil. You're flavoring the oil before you sear the lamb.
Oh, very nice. Can I help you with a little
You
bit? of this?
should,
All right.
yes.
So we're just going to the same olive oil that you had from.
We can, yes.
Okay.
And there we go. Remember, always season both sides, never season one side. There we go. Perfect.
I love the smell of garlic, right when it hits like a hot pan.
Oh, I love it. See the color that we're getting onto those beautiful little things here? That's what we're looking for.
Okay.
We're looking for all that beautiful.
So we're just looking for a nice little,
That's it.
quick little hit here, just to
And we're
infuse the
taking
oil
this,
here.
that's it. We're done. And we're going to infuse the oil. We're going to take the garlic out right now. Oh, can
Yeah.
you just smell that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And the garlic, we save that for the lamb a little bit later on. And we take our rack of lamb, and always on the meaty side. And be careful with this. Always be careful. Listen to that. Listen to that.
Yeah, and you get that
sear.
little bit of that rosemary that's just hitting that oil right now, and that garlic. Oh, how long do we need to keep this on this side here?
So we're going to do 2 minutes each side, and it's going to be perfect. And then we're going to put it on a tray and get it into the oven.
Time for us to take a quick break while the lamb sears, but don't worry, we won't let it burn when you're done. When we come back, Chef Saga Joe shares a special side that you can make in minutes ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner DeeAs. We're making a recipe from the debut cookbook by Debbie Wilson Berman, aka Chef Sagajo. The Sagajo Experience: Recipes for Lifestyle and Entertaining. And it's all about, in her words, bringing family and friends together through the dining experience, which is a beautiful thing, which is totally the way it should be. And today, we're together bringing you her herb-roasted rack of lamb and a side of Mediterranean potatoes. Before the break, Chef Sagajo shared her tips for trimming a rack of lamb, which we brushed with olive oil and rubbed with garlic, rosemary, lavender, and salt and pepper. Then we sauteed some garlic cloves and started searing our lamb, which looks absolutely beautiful because she did our presentation side, and then we flipped it on the other side. Colors, everything that you'd like it to be.
Beautiful, Chef.
This is what you're looking for?
This is exactly what we're looking for.
What do we need to do next with this then?
So the next thing we need to do is get this into the oven.
Okay. So we're just going to transfer this to the
So we're just going to transfer this.
pan?
We're just going to drizzle with a little olive oil.
Okay.
And that's it. And we're getting this right on. Perfect. And this goes right in the oven.
Okay. And how long will that go in the oven for?
So we're looking for a little medium rare. So we're going to do this for, I would say, about maybe 8 minutes or less, or a little less, depending. I like to have that nice little color.
Okay.
And, you know, in the lamb, because that's, you don't want that lamb to be overcooked.
You don't want to overcook.
No,
once it's
you
gone
don't
down,
want brown
you don't want tough.
lamb,
You
no.
want to enjoy it.
You
I
want to
love
enjoy it.
All right, so then what's next then?
So next thing, we're going to do the potatoes, our Mediterranean roasted potatoes. So I'm just going to add some olive oil here, a good bit of olive oil, because we're roasting out our potatoes. And of course, because we all love garlic, it goes in. 3 cloves of garlic goes in here.
So we're going cloves again.
Oh, you know, that aroma, that garlic, that thing, it just
kind of
has to
hits
happen.
the oil and then it's just going to permeate through.
Beautiful.
I love that.
Beautiful. And so we're not going to wait for this one to brown. This is going to brown
with the potatoes.
With the potatoes.
Okay.
So we're going to add our potatoes nicely in here.
So you haven't boiled them. These are just little.
These-
You took the potatoes, you have them, throw them right in with that garlic.
Throw
a little
them
bit of
right
oil.
in with the garlic and everything, and just let it do its thing right here. And then we're going to deglaze this.
Okay.
Right? So, but this is it.
And so then here we just let this be for a little bit.
Let this be for a little bit. We're
Okay.
gonna add a little salt and pepper,
Okay.
and that's it.
And that's that. All right. So what else can we do while these potatoes just take a
So-
little color?
So you know, as those potatoes are cooking, we're going to go on here, and I'm going to be chopping all these wonderful ingredients. So we're going to julienne some roasted red peppers.
Now all of this is going to go in with our potatoes.
All of this is going to go into our
Very interesting.
potatoes.
Very cool.
Very,
Hey,
very
you
Mediterranean.
did say it's Mediterranean.
I did.
I mean, come on.
So we're going to, you know, use julienne these peppers right now.
Okay. For this fun family meal for your dinner, grab Chef Sagajo's recipe from our website, dinnerdeas.com. We have it ready to print. You can even read along on your phone by scanning the QR code we have in the corner of the screen.
Beautiful.
All right, so what ingredients do we need to add in next?
First, we're going to add in some fresh cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
And we're just going to put that in right in here.
Okay.
Lovely like
And these
that.
didn't do anything. You didn't have them, you didn't cut them, you just literally going
Just
straight
literally straight in.
Okay.
Another thing we're going to put in straight is a little bit of shallots.
in. Okay. And we already had those beautiful garlic cloves already
We
kind of
did.
permeating through.
And we're going to put some nice pitted Kalamata olives as
Oh,
well. Oh
nice.
my gosh. And then we're going to use some fresh petranos, which I love. They're very fruity.
Okay.
They have a nice mild bite to them. Lovely. And then we're going to add in some red roasted peppers. Look at that.
That looks so good.
Let's just get everything in there. Beautiful. Lovely.
And then how long do we need all of these ingredients to kind of come together with it?
So this is almost done in about 2 minutes, and then we will deglaze this, and then something special we're deglazing this with, right?
Ooh, I can't wait for that one because while our side dish sautés, we're taking a quick break. But when we come back, we'll see how the lamb's doing over the oven, and Chef Sagajo shares her secrets to plating up a meal that looks as good as it tastes. Ahead on Dinner DeeAs. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. Joining me in the kitchen today is Chef Sagajo, also known as Debbie Wilson Berman. She's sharing a family favorite from her first cookbook, The Sagajo Experience, recipes for lifestyle and entertaining. We're making a dish she describes as worth the splurge for people you love. Herb roasted rack of lamb with a side of Mediterranean potatoes. Absolutely gorgeous, look at that. Before the break, we finished searing our rack of lamb, which sounds and looks stunning right here. And we made sure it was golden brown both sides. We popped it into the roasting pan to bake in the oven, which gave us time to start on our side here. Sauteing half-baked potatoes, adding shallots, garlic, olives, roasted peppers, and tomatoes. But before we finish this up, it's time to check on that lamb here. It was in the oven for about 10 minutes.
It was in the oven.
Came right out. It's been smelling so beautiful. But how do we know that it's really ready?
So we're going to do a thermometer check. We're going to check it, you know, to see where it's at. And so we're going to do this.
And what type of temperature range are we looking for?
So we're looking anywhere between 125 to 135.
Okay. Oh, so you're getting there.
I'm getting
You're
there.
good.
I'm getting there. There we go.
And then we're just going to let this rest for just a couple minutes here.
Yes.
Okay.
We are.
Fantastic. Now
There
these
we go.
potatoes here.
We're just going to deglaze a little bit.
Okay.
Cook that off a bit.
Now, any type of wine in particular that you like to use for this dish?
So this wine in particular, this one is a Pinot Grigio.
Okay.
So here, I really like that. Can you just smell that?
So something a little bit lighter, has a
a
nice
little bit
little bit
lighter.
of crispness behind it.
That's right, because we have all those fruity notes there. So yeah.
Yeah, the Pinot will work really well with all
it,
of that,
yes.
with the olives in particular. So
Yes.
lid on, lid off.
We can put the lid on
Lid
for
on.
a little bit.
Okay.
Perfect.
To grab the recipe for Chef Sagajo's rack of lamb and these Mediterranean potatoes, visit us at dinnerdiaz.com. We also have a link to Chef Sagajo's book and a video of this very show, which you can watch again if you missed anything. Just scan the QR code down there to find us. All right, now, let's see how this lamb's coming through here. I mean, this is the moment of truth
This is
here.
the moment
you
of
get that
truth.
beautiful little slice in.
This
You
is
can smell
the
all that
moment
wine now
of
starting to
truth.
evaporate out too right now.
So let's get this on here. Oh, this looks gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Can you see that?
No, it's absolutely stunning. It's absolutely
Oh.
stunning. Beautiful first sear on that. Finishing it off in the oven. You seared both sides to make sure it was
We
golden
seared
brown.
both sides, and now we're going to be slicing into it in a little bit.
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. Let's go for it. I'm going to be using my friendly hands, even though it's nice and hot. And let's do two.
And is that what you want to be able to do? You want to do when you take this rack two.
Look at this beautiful color. Just take a look at this.
Oh yeah. Look how juicy that looks. That's
That
absolutely
looks
beautiful. That is an
absolutely
absolutely beautiful medium rare right there. Oh, come on now.
Oh, come on now.
I can't wait to put these on a plate because when we come back, we're going to be taste testing what we've been making and see if it's as yummalicious as Chef Sagajo's granddaughter says about her cooking at home. Ahead on Dinner Diaz. Welcome back to Dinner Diaz. We've been cooking today with Debbie Wilson Berman, also known as Chef Sagajo, and she's been sharing a recipe from her first cookbook, The Sagajo Experience, recipes for lifestyle and entertaining. Herb roasted rack of lamb with lavender and a side of Mediterranean potatoes. If you want to make this for your dinner, as you should, because this is totally Instagram worthy here, share a photo with us on Instagram, Facebook, or even X. We're at Dinner Diaz on all three of those platforms. My friend, this is like a stunning work of art over here.
Thank you so much, Chef. Thank you
This
so
is
much.
absolutely gorgeous. And so before we even begin, because they always say,
Yes.
you got to drink with what you eat, eat with
That's
what you drink,
right.
you know, the whole 9 yards. So
The
cheers.
whole 9 years. Cheers.
Light, crisp.
Light, crisp.
Open up the palate right now because
There we
we're going
go.
straight in
We're
with
going
this
straight
lamb.
in.
And I mean, it's an absolutely beautiful cook here. I mean, let's just look at that. Just look at this, beautiful. Oh, I'm
Ready? I'm ready for you to tell me what this lamb tastes like.
You have a beautiful crust. You did that sear on both sides that just locked in those flavors. And what it did was it allowed for that rosemary, that garlic, and that lavender
Yes.
to just hit you in such a way that just keeps you going back for another bite. 'Cause
Another bite.
That's exactly what I want to go with because you know you think lamb, you think only can it be for, Easter. Only could it be for, the highest of nights. But no.
No, it's delicious.
What are you tasting right there? What'd you get?
I'm tasting all the rosemary, literally popping in my mouth. It's so delicious, if I must say so myself.
Oh, you can. Oh, you can. And I'm going in for the potatoes next.
Let's go.
What a treat to be able to have the wine as just another flavor note in behind it. Because when you think potatoes,
Yes.
you might instinctively think like a fondant potato, and you're adding like a chicken stock to be
Yes.
able to bring in flavor, moisture to cook. But no, you're using that to deglaze some of all the flavors that were off of the bottom of the pan, which
Yes, we are.
already has beautiful colors because you seared those potatoes. So you have the effect of like a roasted potato from the oven.
Exactly.
But not.
That's exactly what I wanted to do. And it's so succulent, the meat and the potatoes.
With a juxtaposition of flavors. Because you've got a little bit of that saltiness that's coming from the olives, that's just kind of like that burst. But then also you're getting that sweetness that's coming from our tomatoes, the roasted red peppers there.
Yes. Delicious.
This is
isn't it?
out of this world fantastic.
Thank you so much, Chef.
Absolutely beautiful. Thanks again to Chef Sagajo. Find a link to her book at dinnerdeas.com along with the recipes for everything she's been making today. I'm Jeff Philbin. Thanks for watching and see you next time with more Dinner Deas.